Welcome to Splendor in the Raw. I'm Chef Tina Jo. On today's episode of Splendor in the Raw, we're going to be making sandwiches as we call them in my house. So what I'm going to be making is, this is really my favorite sandwich. If you come to my house and I ask you for a sandwich, this is the sandwich you will be getting. When my friends come over and I say I'm making sandwiches, they know immediately what they're going to have. So this is it. And we've been talking a lot about this on Facebook. So for those of you that have been asking for it, here it is. So this is actually pulp that I have gotten from my juice. And I call this my zucchini carrot bread. It's very simple to make. And the beauty of this is a lot of people are very worried about the expense of incorporating raw foods into their life. Well, this is one way to really save a lot of money. Save your juice pulp, because you can make a ton of juice and make breads and cookies and burgers, all kinds of things out of your pulp. So the first thing that we want to do is we're going to go ahead and add our onions. Some green onions there, and some celery. These are tomatoes. I like Roma in this, but if you have any kind of tomato will do. Doesn't matter. And some parsley, Himalayan salt, and this is my favorite ingredient other than garlic. This is tomato powder, and this is wonderful because tomato powder adds such a cooked flavor to our foods. So I typically use that a lot. So bear with me just a second. We're going to blend this up real quick. There we go. And wow, looks great. It almost looks like a salsa. Really. So what we're going to do now is add our pulp. So this is my zucchini and my carrot pulp. And the sunflower seeds we're going to add. And again, make sure that you always soak your nuts and seeds. It's really, really important to do that. It not only releases the enzyme inhibitors, but it just makes it so much easier on your digestion. And then this is flax seeds that have been soaked for about 4 hours in some water. And you can see they're nice and thick, so that's what really holds our bread together. I'm going to mix this all. There we go. Alrighty. Going to give this a whirl. And I'm just going to help this along. Move it down a little bit. You can see I brought up the big guns, my big KitchenAid for this, because this is a lot of pulp we got going here. This really, when we're done, is about 7 cups of dough. One more turn will do it. You can see this is all really coming along. It's beautifully mixed. Okay, so there we have it. Nicely mixed, and we're just going to take our mixture out now, and we're going to put it in our bowl. Look at that. It's beautiful. Okay, it's perfect dough. So what we're going to do is, you can literally divide this dough into 2 balls. You want to, again, grab your dehydration tray. And you can really just kind of eyeball this. Kind of cut it in half. And for those of you that really want perfect measurements, it's really about 3½ cups. So now that you've got the dough right onto the center of your Teflon sheet, you're going to take another sheet And you can either use a rolling pin, or if you don't have a rolling pin, just grab a mason jar. It's perfect, works the same. And what you want to do is just evenly roll the dough out. And when it sneaks out like that, worry not, just put it back in. You want your dough to be really about 1/4 of an inch thick throughout the entire tray. So you just kind of want to get it manipulated a little bit, and then what you can do is grab your spatula, your flat spatula, and work with it the rest of the way. You know, never be afraid, it's just food, you know, it's okay. And then just flatten it out. You know, the great thing about this bread is it's dry, you know, it has a crunch, a little bit of a crunch to it, but it's still soft, you know, so you can actually bite into it. I've purchased some pre-made bread that's of course raw, that we have out on our shelves, and thank goodness for it, because you know, when we're out and about, those days are perfect for that. But it's really crispy, you know, it's not like biting into baked bread. And so this really resembles baked bread. So you can see, this is all you do. You just get this nice and even, work with your spatula, and you're going to have 2 Teflon sheets with this mixture. And then what you're going to do is you're going to cut it into 9 even slices. And once you get this to a place that you're pretty comfortable with, you'll go ahead and make your cuts and then stick it in the dehydrator on 105 for about 6 hours, 6 to 8 hours. You don't want your bread to be too crisp. Again, you still want it to, you know, be moist where you can have something that you're actually biting into. That's the pleasure of this bread. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and make my cuts. Just kind of eyeballing it, and then flip your tray around. Do the same thing. Beautiful. Okay, so now that's ready to go into the dehydrator again on 105, and about 6 to 8 hours, just kind of keep an eye on it. Now I'm going to show you what the bread looks like when it's done. It is absolutely gorgeous. Isn't that something? And it's beautiful. It's still moist, you know, you can bite into it. I love it. But the next step in making our sandwiches is my pesto. I'm gonna switch out our blenders, or our food processors here, I should say. And we're going to add our ingredients for the pesto. Now pesto is absolutely wonderful, and you can make anything out of pesto, anything. So that was my oil and nuts, some garlic, and Himalayan salt, and a little bit of miso. And this is the brewer's yeast. Now, I'm sorry, not brewer's yeast, nutritional yeast. And the Red Star is really the only nutritional yeast that I use. It has B12, and Red Star is the only yeast that has B12. So, you know, typically we're a little bit deficient in B12. So, you know, it's a perfect way to just ensure that we're getting some more. So I added my portobello mushroom and spinach. Gonna give this a mix. Beautiful. That is it. It's lovely. Okay, So now we're going to build our sandwich. Got my bread. Grab a few more pieces, some lettuce, tomato, and my garlic butter. All right, so the first step in making the sandwich is the garlic butter. And this is very simple to make. This is really just olive oil and garlic. Blend it all up, stick it in an ice cube tray, put it in your freezer, take them out when you need them, and there you have beautiful butter. Pesto. And this is the spinach portobello pesto. It is absolutely fabulous. And a little bit of lettuce. And we've got some beautiful heirloom tomatoes. And some salt. A little pinch of pepper. And that's it. So you come to my house for lunch, that's what you'll be getting. I'm Chef Tina Jo. This is Splendor in the Raw. Enjoy your sandwich. I'm an open-faced girl, but if you like to top it, there you go. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.